welcome. Oh my god, sir. What? Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 4. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 4. It's not gonna be a vlog, it's gonna be a sit-down video today. Kind of like bookmas vibes. I'm kind of like feeling that vibe today. I have a very long list of books I want to talk about. More specifically, my TBR. If you guys don't know what that means, TBR means to be read. And I have a pretty long list if I say so myself. Let's get into this video. I have my little doggy dog with me. He wants to be with me every second of the day. So here he is, all comfy. It's our little Christmas blanket that we got from Target. I think I must get started off with my Kindle TBR. So first on the list, right now I'm very into like adult romances. I don't know how to say the word. Most preferably hockey romances. I don't know, I've been on a hockey reading journey recently and I've been loving it. Well, it's not a TBR, but kind of is because I'm barely 13% in reading it. First on the list is called Unsteady. Next on my list is called Shut Out by Avery Keelan. It's part of the Rules of the Game series. So this is the first book of that series. The Worst Kind of Promise by Celeste Reyes. Again, another hockey romance. Next book, it's called Sweet Sin by V.R. Millie. I got the actual physical book. I think it's the second one in that whole series at Barnes & Noble. And I was like looking through for the first one and I couldn't find it. And it was on Kindle Unlimited. So I got that. The next series I really want to get into that I'm starting off the first book on my Kindle. It's called Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. I think it's kind of like a mafia type of series. I am not 100% sure. I saw this girl talk about it on TikTok and I was like, okay, I need to get it. I need to see what it's about. Next on my list is called Until I Get You, another hockey romance by Claire Contreras. I saw it on TikTok and I was like, put it in my Kindle library. Another hockey romance. It's called Just Don't Fall, fake dating hockey romance weather series, book 1 by Emma St. Clair. It had good reviews, so that's why I got it. Let's see if it's true or not. Next book is called Tempting Little Thief by Megan Brandy. Then the last one on my Kindle list called Hook from the Never After series. That's the first one and I bought the second book of the series maybe like a couple months ago. Alright, so next, as far as my physical TBR, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I saw a YouTuber, I believe her name is Haley Pham. She just moved into her like new place with her husband and she was talking about how like to have a library in your household you have to have 1,000 books, and that is my goal. That would be like the best thing I could ever do for myself because I love to read, so that is my mission. Okay, so first on the list is this book called This Man by Jodi Ellen Malpas. I got this maybe like the second to last Barnes & Noble trip I did with my cousin Nancy. I don't know if I want to read the backs of the book. You guys can look it up, so because I'm a very like, I am a spoiler, if you know what I mean. Like if I start talking about like what I've read so far, I feel like I'm gonna keep on talking. I don't want to do that for the people that actually want to read books and want to go into it blindly. The thing is, I'm the type of person that like if someone spoils something like a movie, a show, a book, a video, whatever, I'm still gonna read it, I'm still gonna watch it. Like yeah, I know what's gonna happen, but there's stuff that happens before the spoiler, you know, like you have to read, watch, whatever it is to get to that point. Anyways, I'm not gonna go through the description of each book, but I'm just gonna name all the books that I have on my TBR. I really do believe it's kind of like a 50 Shades of Grey vibes, but not so intense like 50 Shades of Grey, because if you've seen the movie, if you've read the books, it's a lot. It's a lot. Second book, it's called Kisses and Croissants. The author will be right there. This book has been on my TBR for so long. It is called Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I believe this is the new cover for it, because I believe that the old cover was like an orange one. I'll put the original cover right here. But this book I've heard great things about, so I need to read it at some point this year. So next, I got it in October and I have not picked it up. It did catch my eye. This is the book. It's called The Only Purple House in Town by Anne Aguirre. So cute. It looks good. It's not that long either. It is only 156 pages. which is pretty short. I don't know why I have not read any of these books. I was so excited for them and I just put them there and I always forget about them. Sad. Next one that I recently purchased, I got the first book of the Addicted to You series by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I've heard really, well, I haven't heard, I've watched TikToks and booktubers talk about this series and it's a fan favorite, so I'm excited to read this one. Do you see this? I'm telling you guys, I'm very into adult romances and most of these are adult romances, honestly, and I love them. What can I say? The next one that I saw all over my Kindle commercial things, like when you turn off your Kindle, it shows you books that you don't have on your library. I saw this book for like a month and I was like, you know what, I need to get it. I couldn't find it anywhere and I found it on Amazon after so long. It is called Promise Me by Carly Jean. I haven't seen anybody talk about this book, but I don't know why when I read the back of it, it like caught my attention so fast. It's dual point of view, so I love that. I think it's gonna be my next read. Next is the book by BK Borison. It's called In the Weeds, but this is the book that Joseph got me for my spooky basket. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I think it's for my spooky basket. This one, good job, Joe. If you're watching this, thumbs up for you, sis. It's this book called Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller. It is part of the Monsters and Muse book 1. I believe it is a mafia romance too. I think, don't quote me, I don't really remember, but it seemed really good and it's dual point of view. I saw good reviews on it on the Barnes & Noble app, so I'm really excited to read that. Oh, one of the books that I talked about on my Kindle, that's the first book of this series. This is the second book. I thought this was the first one, that's why I bought it, but then when you open it, it tells you right here. No, that's the playlist. What the fuck? This is the second book of the first book that I got on my Kindle, so we'll see. And I think that you can read them like standalone. It's like the same series, but you can read them standalone. Like you don't have to read one or the other first, but I want to do that. The next book on my list is this book, Never After novel by Emily I cannot say the word. Book Hooked is the one that goes before this one, and I believe that this series is all like retellings. I think Hooked is a retelling of Peter Pan, and then this one I believe it's, I don't remember what retelling this was, but it's dual point of view as well, but the first one is for sure Peter Pan, and I've heard really good reviews on this series as well. I swear guys, I'm almost done. Look, I'm sorry, I'm just a girl that buys books for no reason, and not for no reason, buys books and never reads them. I do, but like later on, and I should have read them when I got them. The next book I have here is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. It's part of the Mortal Instruments series. This is the first book. I love the movie The Mortal Instruments with Lily Collins as the main girl, and the guy, I forgot his name, but he's the one that comes out in Twilight as part of the Volturi, and he also comes out in like he comes out in Stranger Things. I don't watch Stranger Things, but I believe he comes out in that one. I love that movie. I remember watching it when it first came out when I was way younger, and I'm finally gonna read the book. And I don't know if I'm gonna read the series because there's no movies to the series. They never did them, which I'm very sad about, but I'm gonna read this one because look, he's right here. No explanation needed. If you guys have watched the movie, you guys know. I saw this book everywhere for so long. This is the book called Just Kids by Patti Smith. It is not a fiction book or anything. I probably sound so stupid talking about this because I know nothing, but I saw really good reviews. This book is about this girl, Patti Smith, about her life, I believe, in the 70s. I'm not 100% sure. The 60s, 70s, I believe. I heard really good stuff about this, and I really want to get to it as soon as possible. The Lies That Bind, I think I'm saying that right, by Emily Giffin. It's a book based off of 9/11. I started reading it. I am barely on chapter 3. The reason why when I got it months ago. It's a good book so far. I have to take breaks reading this. Next, it's these two books. I don't remember which one's the second one or which is the third one, but I read the first one. Right now, I don't have it. I let my friend Chonga borrow it, so she has it. These books, I don't know when I'm gonna read these. I want to read them to cross them off my list. But these books are like 50 Shades of Grey times 2. I have to take breaks reading the first one because it was a lot. Like the way that I had to take breaks when I was reading Verity by Colleen Hoover. If you know, you know that book. crazy. It's one of my favorite books from her though because it was so crazy. Like my mouth was on the floor. I had to take so many breaks from reading it because it was a heavy book. If you know, you know. The ending of these books, it is called Burn and Fever by Maya Banks. I think the other one's called Rush. If you guys like 50 Shades of Grey, reading 50 Shades of Grey, I guess I suggest you guys reading this trilogy. It's heavy. It's not dual point of view. It's third person. It's a good book, just very, very heavy. Next, it's Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I'm not a fantasy girl. Well, I don't think I am, but I heard a lot of good things about this series. You know me, I love Harry Potter. I barely started loving it, I think, during COVID. I never got the hype of it before. I watched the whole series and I fell in love with it. I love Harry Potter so much. So I'm reading the books. Got these books from the library. Me and my mom are reading all of them. So right now she's on the 4th book and I need to catch up. I really want to get to Goblet of Fire so bad. Like I just want to skip the first couple books. But no, my mom said I have to read all of them from the beginning or else she's not gonna give me the other one. And I believe her because if you know me like for a long time, my mom, she didn't let me watch the Twilight movies until I finished all the books. So next on the list is the Harry Potter books, which I think I can do it. I really do think I can do it. I think I can finish the first one in like a day or day and a half. I really think I can do it. And then once I get the ball rolling, I cannot stop, you know? Okay, third to last book is The Magnolia Parks, the first book of the series. I'm barely 8 pages in. It's such an anticipated read that when I got it, I think I was too overwhelmed to actually start reading it. I heard really good things about it, but I have heard too that it's either hit or a miss. This is the book I am going to read next. Oh, and if you guys have never heard of this book, and if you guys kind of want to know the basis of it, everyone says it gives Gossip Girl. Like the two main characters, her name is Magnolia Parks, the main girl, and then the main guy, it's BJ Valentine. Everyone says it's Gossip Girl vibes because I think they're all like rich preppy kids or something like that in London. These two characters give Chuck and Blair. And if you know me, I love Gossip Girl. I love Chuck and Blair. I know they're toxic AF, but just something about them. You can hate me, I don't care. But everyone says that's what this gives. So that's why I feel like I'm gonna love it. If you guys post it on my Instagram, you guys can always keep up with me there. I always post book reviews, the books that I'm reading, my ratings on there because yeah, why not? If you follow me, you'll probably see what I rate all these books that I have on my TBR. And then the last 2 books, which I'm so excited to freaking read. It is these 2 books. Off Campus series. This is book 5. Look how pretty it looks. I love pages from that side. I have not read the other 3 books. The only book I did read was the first one in the series. It's called The Deal, and oh my god, that was my favorite book that I ever read in a really long time. It was so good. The banter between the main girl and the main guy, oh my freaking god. The main guy was called Garrett Graham. So good, like so freaking good. And I cannot read the rest of the book because I'm like, no, like I cannot love a character more than this guy. Like he was like the perfect boyfriend in a very long time. Yeah, it's called The Legacy. This book is based off all the characters from the whole series. It's called The Legacy, and I think it's like pretty short, and it's about all the characters like in the future and stuff. I think they're all famous now, the girlfriends from the book. So I'm so excited to read this one. From what I believe, the last book in my TBR, The Graham Effect. If I'm reading this correctly, this book is about Garrett Graham and Hannah's daughter. She is her dad's footsteps, I believe, playing hockey like him, and I believe he became a professional hockey player, and she likes hockey. I think she's like trying out for the women's national hockey team. I feel like she just wants to get out of her dad's shadow. So yeah, I am so excited to read this one. This one is a little bit more on the hefty side. This one's 503 pages. So that's it for my physical TBR and my Kindle TBR. I'm so excited to read all these books as soon as possible, or at least bring down my list of books, like minimize the TBR pile. If you guys like this video, thank you guys so much for watching Vlogmas Day 4, and I'll see you guys in the next one.